Welcome to Reddit Topics, where we make videos from comments on AskReddit. Plus, I may tell a joke every now and then. So, if you enjoy the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Let's get into the stories. In this video, we're going to be looking at comments from the Reddit post, "What is the one fact you learned that you wish you hadn't?" The human anus can expand to 9 inches. Raccoons can dig into a hole 6 inches across. If you sneeze hard enough, you can fracture a rib, but try to suppress a sneeze and you might rupture a blood vessel in your neck or back. When my wife was 34 weeks pregnant, she coughed real hard and broke a rib. The poor woman gave birth naturally, with no epidural, low white cell count, and a broken rib. She is the toughest person I know. If you are hung upside down and sawed in half from the crotch to head, you wouldn't die until the saw hits your lungs. It was a popular torture/execution back in medieval times. There are certain species of beetle where the male drills a hole into the female with his penis to create a vagina in order to reproduce. Cats and dogs that are white and have blue eyes are almost certainly deaf. Definitely not the worst fact that'll be in this thread, but just depressing whenever you see a cute kitty or puppy. They got a crap hand on recessive genes and are most likely totally deaf. Approximately 25,000 people die of starvation every day. The most people alive will be forgotten forever within a couple of generations, 4 at most. That means you, me, your friends, lovers, everyone. Coco is a kid's movie, but it portrayed this concept quite beautifully in my opinion. Within 3 days of death, the enzymes from your digestive system begin to digest your body. Years ago, I watched an episode of the show Monsters Inside Me, where this guy was doing something outside and a fly flew into his eye. It only made contact with his eyeball for like a millisecond, but it was enough for it to lay eggs. After they hatched, they started eating his eye from the inside, and he was starting to go blind until a doctor figured out what was wrong. Since I watched that, I get super paranoid whenever a fly goes anywhere near my face because of the fact that something like this can possibly happen to me. That real Parmesan cheese isn't vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian, but my sister has been for 20 plus years, and my mother has threatened to disown me if I tell her because my sister loves Italian food. I'm not good with secrets. There's no actual cure for cerebral palsy once it occurs, and docs don't seem to believe a cure can be found. Yet, it's the most common cause of disability in children worldwide, according to some research. It's not a genetic condition, or something, for the most part. It's a brain injury incurred most frequently at birth and sometimes just before. It's actually horrible. I was really scared my 18-month-old had it when she was younger, as she had a strong left-hand preference. I mean, up until that point of birth, the baby is perfectly normal. And then because a cord gets wrapped around its neck or the obstetrician makes a mistake, and bam, cerebral palsy. It's actually the most common birth injury that OBGYNs get sued for. A parasite that slowly eats your brain and eventually kills you, that you can get from having dirty water go up your nose. I think I read that it happened if you swim in a lake or a pond or something like that. It was terrifying to think about. I'm bipolar, and BP disorder shortens lifespans from 9 to 20 years. To put that in perspective, smoking reduces life by roughly 8 years. I'm killing myself by being alive. James Jameson bought a little girl just to watch her be eaten by cannibals. The freaking ancient Romans used crushed mouse brains as toothpaste. The United States transferred a couple hundred German Nazi scientists into the US and allowed them the opportunity to live out the rest of their lives peacefully. Some even received awards from NASA. One even became the director of NASA. The crazy part is, their contribution to science has probably saved thousands of lives and made our life better. Snails are hermaphrodites. Rapists can file for custody of their victims' children in many states, and many use that as a bargaining chip. Drop the charges or fight a custody battle. Your choice. The skin of a human vagina is the same as the skin inside a human mouth. That when you look at a human from above, mouth to anus, creates one continuous hole, so that we're basically just meat donuts with weird limbs. You can actually die from a broken heart. It's not just some romantic novel crap. You actually can apparently. We only know what 15% of the universe is made of. We use the term dark matter for 85% of the universe mass, but we really only have guesses as to what it is. When a whale ejaculates, applies to all species, exact amounts may vary. They release 30 to 60 gallons of semen. Only 10 to 15% make it into the female. Candiru, a tiny parasite freshwater fish living in South America, is reputably capable of following a stream of urine to its source, where it enters the body and flares its barbed fins, keeping it firmly embedded in the flesh. If you make $40,000 a year, you are in the top 5% of global income earners. Just goes to show how absolutely awful the poverty in developing countries is. I once realized that when you smell someone's fart, actual molecules from their anus are now being absorbed by the tissue in your nose. Smelling is a transfer of matter. Ugh. If you get pinned between a subway car and the platform the wrong way, you can live for some time, but will die the moment they move the train. They will bring your loved ones over to say goodbye, depending on their availability. Then at some point, they move the train, even if you're not dead. Don't know if loved ones watch this part. A guy I know told me a story about his army days when a fellow soldier was crushed between a wall and a reversing truck. He was crushed from the neck down, but still able to talk to his squad and move his head. The second the car was moved away from him, he dropped dead due to toxic shock. That the origin of the word muscle means little mice, because muscles look like mice in your skin. The human jaw is strong enough to crush your own teeth. Your brain just doesn't allow you to. The most dangerous animal ever is the mosquito, responsible for the death of 3 billion people. With his half-meter tongue, a giraffe can clean his own ears. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I'll see you on the next story.